Checking for events. There it is. Do I sound echoey? Link this up.
No, you're good.
All right, sounds good. Events. All right, I'm gonna tag you guys real quick.
All right.
But of course, you can always ask the people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I sound echoey?
No, you're good.
All right, sounds good. Events. All right, there we go. Real quick.
All
But
I gotta mute the stream so I don't hear myself.
We already got 323 likes.
Oh my gosh! I know it shows it for me too. What is up, Furious Trainer? Looks
we're live.
Yeah, we're live right now.
Yeah.
Oh,
We'll do it live.
hello, world.
How are you guys doing? How are you guys recovering from this Thursday's episode? Because that's what we're going to be talking about today. So if you guys want to express your anger, your disappointment, your sanity up to this point, you could share it in the comments section or the live chat section. We'll be reading that as we go along. Today we're going to be talking about the aftermath of the Kalos leak. What's next for us, Ketchum? And then rant time. We're gonna be doing quite a lot of ranting here. So if you guys want to hear that, be sure to stick around. And then of course at the end we're gonna be answering some fan questions. Today we have Tyrone joining us today. What is up, Tyrone?
Hey guys, what's up?
And DJ and Evie as well.
Hey, yo.
Hello.
And you guys know how this works. So give us a few more minutes so I can set up everything, and we will be starting momentarily.
No, I'm full of rage.
Calm down, Cameron. You'll get your chance.
Rage against
It's okay. Just sit down. It's okay. Sit down.
I'd rather watch the Meowstick episode 4 times in a row.
Wow.
At least then Ash wins.
That's a lot of rage.
I would join you, brother.
All right, here we go. I think it's time to play the anthem of how this league went down. Prepare your ears, ladies and gentlemen.
Remembering Ash Ketchum.
All on, your Kalos League victor. Express your hatred in the chat. I'm like the only one that
hatred flow through you.
Everyone just turns into Majin saying.
Yeah, Majin versions of themselves.
Yeah. Harambe! Harambe didn't die for this! As soon as this ends, we are going to start. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Courtesy of DJ Sock Puppet. If you guys want to go check out that song, it is called SpongeBob SquarePants Production Music Awards Winner A. Go give them a look. Oh, you guys love it. All right, so I think this is a perfect time to start for what could be the hardest podcast that we could ever, that I have ever done. I don't know about you guys, but this is a podcast I did not want to make, especially considering the fact of what happened this Thursday. How about one of you guys start? Because I don't know how I could start without like just cussing out the writers. So if any of you guys want to go first. Okay, so Evie will be back momentarily.
Let's see, gone. Well, alright, whatever. I don't know. The league was it was a thing. It was definitely a thing. It's a thing that happened.
Yep.
Oh boy. I don't know what can we say about it. Just
Do you want me
outright.
to start first?
Yeah, go for it, Tyrone. Go for
Since
it.
I'm the guest?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
please.
So, do you, like, alright, when going into this, there have been mixed emotion. There have been people who just nonchalantly are like, whatever happened, happened. And then there's the fans who really want Ash to win. And I guess that moment in which the fight was happening, and it was clear that Ash was going to win due to the fact that Greninja had already laid in more attacks than Charizard, which only landed 2 from what we saw in the episode. Seeing Charizard sort of fall and then tease us with not falling, and then Greninja actually falling, there's a reaction that John, Dean, and I did that you can find on Twitter, and that is fully expresses like the heat of how I was feeling. But after I've had time to sit down and think about it, I've had time to sit and think about it, and I'm not less mad. Well, I'm more upset than angry, I guess is the better thing to say.
Yeah.
I'm not less upset, and some people are saying or are making defenses for it, and it's because it's clear people don't want to say the show is ruined for Ash losing, which it isn't. The show isn't ruined. It's still a good show. We still have great moments with it. It's just, this was a moment that a lot of people were waiting on, not just for people who watch XY or XY and Z. This is the moment we've been waiting on for practically 19 years.
Yeah. I think a lot of fans are going to have the same feelings as you have towards this episode, and honestly,
Yeah.
they could have done a better job. I'll talk about that later on. Honestly, this episode was hyped up for so long, for good reasons, for bad reasons, and a lot of people said, prepare yourself if it doesn't turn out the way you want it to. And, you know, I had that in mind, but, you know, with all the development, I mean, I gave this huge speech last stream talking about how they built up this character for so long, and, like, this league, this series itself has done the most it has ever done to develop a character than the others. Not trying to bash the other series, but this one, obviously, this is the reason why a lot of people came back to the series, because everyone thought this was the year for Ash Ketchum. This was the year that he was going to finally win a league. And it looked like that, yes, I mean, on Thursday. But obviously, that wasn't the case. What really angers me the most, though, is the way they executed it. And that is something I will talk about later on in the future. Yeah. He was one away. He was one away from all these possibilities. Like, the door was open, guys. He was just 1 centimeter away from the door fully opening. Like, the future was bright. It was ahead of us for all the viewers. We were about to watch Ash take his next step into becoming Pokemon Master. But
let me ask this question right now, for not just for you guys, but for the chat in general. Would you all have been more satisfied if he had came in 4th and lost to Alon, rather than come in 2nd and lose to Alon?
You know what? It would have to be 4th. Because
for me, it would be 4th too, because at least then he wouldn't have been so close to tasting victory.
Exactly.
This is too dangerously close.
This is teasing us to the max, dude. This is like, yo, this was a huge troll. And, you know, I mean, I don't want to use that word, but it's a huge troll. And, you know, I've been looking at other people's reactions to these videos, some reviews, some people who didn't even review the series, but decided to touch upon this subject for a bit, because they know for a fact the fandom is just full of rage, full of hatred. Why did the writers do this to us? Long dedicated fans or new fans jumping into this series. Why did they do this? Why? And, you know, There's so many good reasons, but then the bad ones overshadow them, because there's so many bad ones as well. I think the most part, I think the biggest one for me is going to be the development for Greninja. There was so much development put into this certain Pokemon. And not only that, but them teasing us of that huge Shuriken that was supposedly going to be the end game move. Like, that was the move that was going to make Ash Kalos League champion. Obviously, that wasn't the case. It's just a huge time waster, man. It's like, I don't know, man. I'll talk more about it later. I want to hear you guys. It's not just about me. Can
I just say this real fast? I just want to clarify, because I want to clarify. We're not, I think I speak for all of us. We're not saying the episode itself was. If you went into this not knowing anything about Ash prior to X and Y, or X, Y, and Z, this episode isn't bad. per se.
Right.
The animation's really well done. It's one of the best. It is the best battle in the entire series so far, visually and animation wise. And the way, hell, even Alon really got into it. It looks like a good battle. We're just not happy with the result.
Yeah, exactly. Like a
I,
lot of
I
people
think
were.
out of context, yeah, this would be a more acceptable episode. It's like everything that we got prior that's supposed to be leading up to it, that like it had such a weight with the fans and why it got the reaction that it did when it came out.
I can say, like, yeah, this is more of a disappointment we have with the character and not with the series.
Definitely, yeah. A lot of people, like you can't, yeah, like you guys said, this episode wasn't bad at all. The animation was at its finest, at its best, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, you know what I liked a lot about this episode? That smile Pikachu gave, like, after blocking that move from Charizard. I mean, like, he knew. I think inside he knew he was going to be taken down, and we all knew too. But it's like, yo, like, he's, like, having fun. He's enjoying this battle. Like, that was, like, the best moment for me throughout this whole episode, because you just saw him fight, dude. He continued fighting till the very end. And that's something I love about the Pokemon series. It's like when the Pokemon is not only like knowing that they're going to lose, but they're having fun battling in such a vital battle as well. So yeah, this episode was executed well, but like Tyrone said, it's the result. The result is what made many fans, or yeah, most fans hate this episode so much. If you want to go on with your analysis.
I think DJ was about to give his thoughts.
Yeah, sorry about that, DJ.
It wasn't. I thought I said everything. My bad.
What
Okay,
about
well,
you, Evie?
Well, then it's all on you, Evie. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I pretty much agree with what you guys have to say about this episode. Just because of the conclusion to this arc, it doesn't mean that yesterday's episode in itself is a bad one. I do agree that this episode was really good. You know, I really enjoyed the battle and the reflection that these two individuals have had within battle, and each of the Pokemon gave it their all. It was really good, but at the same time, it was one of the more controversial episodes I've seen within the Pokemon series. You know, because X and Y has been really building up Ash and Ash Greninja, and you could see the potential that they've had in them as the series went on. And Ash was more mature, and he was more of a smarter trainer than he was in previous series. And his Pokemon, it was his A team.
Oh yeah.
However, even before we came into the series, because a lot of people have been claiming that Ash has to win this battle. He has to win the league. But even though I just got back into even though I just got into watching the Japanese version of X to Y and watching this series alone, I already got the feeling and got the analysis of how these writers handled the anime. So, looking back before we got into this league, with all the people who initially said that Ash has to win the league, look, don't get me wrong, I really wanted Ash to win the league considering how he was treated. But previously, I thought to myself, like, just because Ash has been building all this up doesn't guarantee anything. And I believe that, coming up to yesterday's episode, a lot of people had high expectations and they were overhyping the episode. And don't get me wrong, it's a very exciting episode, and it's a episode that marks an anime landmark. But they basically pulled off the date and dance episode where these fans have been overhyping or had these over expectations on this episode, and they got what they deserve. Now, look, like I said, it was controversial. I still don't think that the writers shouldn't have pulled this off and, give us a result that will make all of us happy. But it is what it is. And for those people who expected too much out of it, they got what they deserve.
Yeah.
I mean,
Um.
cause yeah, and you bring up a point, Evie, where because this isn't the first time the fans have overhyped the situation. I remember KG, Dean, and I dealt with a what we like to call the episode 59 situation, where where Ash and Serena were supposed to be on a date because the title misplaced itself by saying Ash and Serena first date, and
Right.
there was a lot expected out of that episode that didn't really happen.
Mm-hmm.
But in the end, we were able to at least lower it down to a common consensus. However, this was the difference between episode 59 and now was that the fans were the driving force behind episode 59, while as in this one it was not just the fans this time but the show itself. And not I'm not talking about X and Y or X, Y, and Z. I'm talking about from the very beginning where Ash says he wants to be a Pokemon master and he keeps saying it, and from every moment onward it's just it's what the show's story is. It's its story. Ash goes from gym to gym so he can compete in the Pokemon League, so he can compete in a tournament. And I think this draws into what we are as viewers. When we are viewers, we expect stories to have an ending, an ending, whether it be a cliche ending or a good ending. We usually want our stories to have a start, a finish, and an end. When Ash loses, we don't get our end.
Right.
Right.
And that's something that a lot of fans are angry about because if you guys know how this works, um, we have to watch Ash yet again gain 8 gym badges. That'll probably take what 3 to 2 years, and then
Yeah,
and
about
then
3 years.
after that, I mean, not to mention the fillers and then the movie specials and all that. That's gonna take time as well. So let's add on another year, like probably 4 years. And the scary part is, and a lot of people are saying it as well, and I'm kind of scared for it as well. Alola hasn't announced any gyms whatsoever, so it makes me think they're like. I'll talk about this later on too. It makes me think that Ash is not gonna be competing for gyms. It's gonna be like another Orange Islands kind of thing, like where he won the tournament or whatever. But it wasn't really, I guess, impactful to the fans because it wasn't something that made him move forward. It was just like an achievement. Um,
I think I know what was behind the Orange Islands that didn't make us really appreciate his victory there as much. The Orange Islands felt a little barren because Ash was the only one to fight Drake in that battle. There was never a tournament of the best trainers from that region gathering together to duke it out to see who was the best. It was just Ash got enough shells or badges or whatever they want to call them. He got enough, which was 4, and then he fought Drake and won. That's it.
yeah, yeah. I think that's why a lot of fans didn't
So yeah,
appreciate.
no one
Yeah,
could really appreciate it because it wasn't really a competition. It was Ash got enough badges, like Ash got enough achievements to fight one guy, and he beat that one guy in a 6v6.
right. Um, I'll like I said, I'll put my rant at the end. We're not at that part yet. So before we
Yeah.
continue
Uh,
on, actually go.
Actually, yeah, I want to say something quick. I'm seeing some of you guys in the chat how you guys might be disagreeing with my opinion of some of the fans overhyping the episode. It's personally my opinion. I know that you guys have
Yeah.
blamed the false advertisement, but here's the thing: we've already seen something like this happen. And look, the title itself did say Kalos League victory, but it didn't guarantee anything that Ash would win at all. And not to mention that when it comes to advertising within the anime, it's how you guys interpret it, and how you guys interpret it will develop these kinds of thoughts. So look, I understand that there was all this buildup with Ash and Greninja and whatnot, but as mentioned before, it doesn't guarantee anything because the writers have the power to control over this anime. So anything to happen. You see, the reason I wasn't as salty as most people was because because I was prepared for the unexpected.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we should be. I mean, this is literally a series that even from the get-go, Ash, when you first, I can say this, when we were first kids and we saw that Ash was competing for the Pokemon League, it was our first time seeing Ash in a tournament. And naturally, our minds tell us when we're little kids, our minds tell us, okay, he's the hero. He's the main character, and the hero wins. That is how a story goes. The hero comes out victorious. There's never been a story where the hero dies or loses in our case. There's going to be the hero becomes triumphant. So Ash losing was the unexpected the
Right.
first time.
Yeah. We'll get
Yeah, you're right, Evie. I'll say that. Evie is right.
Yeah, you guys have to remember everyone's entitled to their own opinions. We're all gonna have mixed emotions about this, and that's
Yeah, I
great and
mean,
all. We're all here to share it. Like that's why we're here. That's why we're doing the stream. But
right.
yeah, like I said, we're all entitled to our own opinions. Think what you want, but I think we could all agree this was a very disappointing league, and that's why we'll talk about it later on. Right now, I actually do want to talk about how each Pokemon went down, and how this led to how this episode became the most hated episode, like based on decision of a win or a loss. So
Yeah.
let's talk about Pikachu first. Honestly, you can't give Pikachu hate. He took
Nah,
down two
Pikachu
Pokemon.
was-
He
Damn
was
near
the
saved the battle,
MVP. He
yeah.
was the MVP. Like, I love how they showcase him in every single league. Him being the trump card or something like that, doing something crazy. And this time around, it was taking two Pokemon down that were twice his
Two
size,
pseudo
twice as
legendaries.
powerful. Like, come on, guys, you can't be mad at the little guy. So
Right.
I'm not gonna bash Pikachu at all. It was his time to go down. He took so much damage, but he did what he had to do.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else you guys want to add upon that, or?
Yeah, Pikachu was truly the MVP of this final.
Yeah,
aside
he
from
took
Christian,
down
of
two
course.
pseudo.
You can't really hate him that much.
Right.
Yeah, and even though we only got to see Pikachu on like the first 3 minutes of the episodes, I still appreciate its effort with this last remaining energy.
Yeah.
Right. So moving on, I think this one is the one that a lot of people didn't like, because remember, guys, prior to Gutra competing in this league, Ash did think about bringing one of his reserves, and maybe like a lot of people are blaming that Gudra lost the league to Ash, but I think it would have gone either way if Ash used another Pokemon, say Heracross or Bayleaf or Charizard or something like that. Honestly, though, I am kind of a little disappointed that Gudra went down like that so fast. I know every Pokemon is not going to have a win. Sometimes they need to tie it or else they're going to take an L. But Gudra, why Gudra? He was like the powerhouse. I think he had like the third most development out of the entire team. And for him to go down that fast, it's like, I wish there was like maybe a flashback of him, like from how he got from where he was before to now to the league. But just to be taken down that fast, like he didn't take it down anyone. And that
Gudra, I think, was the unfortunate victim here too, because there was no way they could fit Gudra into anything that would have made sense of him losing or winning. Because, like, okay, what do we have? We have the Pikachu fighting the two pseudo legendaries. So there you go, right there. And then we couldn't have Noivern lose because he already lost to a Pokemon before, to which case Halucha made up for that loss. Like, we wouldn't have had that moment. That was
Right.
Noivern had to lose so that Halucha can come up and have his moment. But then it was like, oh crap, we need to get Halucha out the way. So we gotta break out Bisharp, and then you can't take out Talonflame because of the whole sky aerial display that him and Unfezant went through.
Yeah. Anything else you guys want to add?
Yeah, with the way Gudra has been treated within the league, it was basically pointless for Ash or for Gudra to play a role in this league, because with the way he's been treated, I now see Gudra about the same level as Neuburn in terms of how he's being treated. Now, look, I know for a fact that Gudra did get some development episodes, but because of these past two battles, Gudra to me now doesn't have the same level as he had before he left Ash.
Right. Something a lot of people, well, I saw this one comment in one of my YouTube videos, and he said, Gudra should have won that because his family was watching back at home too. And you know what? I had
that messed with
brief,
me too.
I
Yeah.
had that brief feeling as well. It's like, dude, they wouldn't show his family back home if he wasn't gonna win this. And guess what they saw? They saw him taken down by a move used by Halucha, one hit. That's it. It's like they even exaggerated. It was such a shock. That's why I like the red and the white line. It's because it was such a shock to everyone. It's like, did you really just go down?
And you were supposed to be the protector of the wetlands.
You were the chosen one. No,
Yeah.
You're my brother, Gudra.
Gudra deserved to win against that bitch Sharp after like the wetland Pokemon saw him. I was a bit disturbed by that too.
Right, and I honestly expected a tie or a win for Gudra at least. Even though we already saw a tie from Gudra, it still gives him some sort of credibility. But with this loss, that got me a bit salty right there.
And they still could have kept the Charizard and Greninja fight, because once Bisharp and Gudra go down, Charizard and Greninja are the only two Pokemon left.
Right.
If anything, it would have given them more time to fight.
Yeah.
Right. And
go for it.
Yeah, and even if Gudra were to manage to take down Bisharp, it's something. I don't care if Charizard one-shot that Gudra and knocks him out. It would have been something for Gudra.
I feel like if Gudra won this battle and he battled against Charizard, dude, like Charizard would take a big hit from Gudra, like Hyper Beam for sure. Like if that hit Charizard for sure, I think after that standoff that Greninja and Charizard had, after those final moves they threw at each other, Charizard would have been the one that went down. He just needed that extra push of damage, and that is what was missing. It was Gudra that needed to hit Charizard for him to go down. Or for
they did mention that Gudra helped Greninja later in the fight, but that was during the fight against Bisharp mostly because the rain was still out from the rain dance.
Right.
All right.
And just to be clear, Tasso, it was Bite. Gudra does not Hyper Beam.
I mean, Bite, yeah.
It looks like a damn Hyper Beam, but it's Bite.
Yeah, it looks like Hyper Beam, yeah. All right, guys, so is anything else you guys want to add upon Gudra being taken down that fast?
I guess I'll say my piece. Like, yeah, I've had like a big problem with Gudra like coming back. Like, I knew, like, I was scared the entire time that if he was gonna come back, he wasn't gonna contribute much. And man, this battle was definitely mean to the dragon types because Neuburn got taken down, Gudra got taken down. Like, Gudra. It tied against Shota. And that's fine. I wish it won, but whatever. And then of course it lost in this one. I don't know. And there's so much to say. Right. Yeah, like you said already, like when they showed the family back home, like what was the point of that if it was just gonna lose? And I don't know. What else is there? And the argument that like it ended up helping Greninja in the long run, like that's fine, but Greninja lost anyway, so what's even the point?
Yeah, that's true. But like I said before, maybe Charizard needed an extra damage for him to go down. So you never know. Maybe that could have been it. All right. Well, are we done talking about Gudra being taken down? Does anyone else want to share anything, or are we done with that?
I think that's it.
No, we're good.
All right. And so now we come to the most talked about battle in Pokemon history.
Greninja versus Bisharp.
How did Greninja not damage Charizard? That Charizard didn't even look like he got hurt after the clouds cleared off. It's like he gave it his all. It's like he just almost went down, but I think that's because Pikachu damaged him there before, if you guys remember. So maybe he's still healing from that. but I feel like he did not take any damage from it whatsoever. He looked unscathed. He looked brand new. I don't know, man. They hyped up that shuriken way too much.
Yeah, and I initially thought that Ash Greninja would have done major damage to that Charizard. Now that Ash Greninja's perfected, but after seeing the aftermath, I really underestimated Alon's Charizard. It's too OP, man.
Someone did say, actually no, Junior Lopez, a fellow PokeTuber as well. He said that bracelet that Charizard had. You know how Alon is working for Team Flare, but he isn't aware about the evil intentions that Lysandre has. That bracelet, maybe after all those battles of him battling other Mega Evolution Pokemon, he's gathering energy from that bracelet alone, and that's how come he wasn't that hurt after that Shuriken impacting him. But I don't think so. They didn't emphasize it that much. That's like a long shot.
I mean, because
I've heard some people say that after Charizard Mega Evolves, the damage he received in normal state gets negated.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I up to this point, I think we're all just sad that Greninja lost, and we're trying to come up with excuses as to how Charizard won this. But in reality, it's up to the writers. They had the potential of making Ash win.
Right.
And that's what we're trying to figure out. It's like, why?
Right.
Did it go this way?
And I do want to point out something, because I have been seeing this excuse time and time again when it comes to battles within the anime, and that is game logic. Now, let me get this point across. The anime isn't meant and designed to be a complete copy of the games. So you have topics like typing, stats, the move power, and its effects. It doesn't matter in most cases within the anime, and the anime is usually meant to represent the Pokemon world and franchise differently, unlike the games. So, the anime is meant to put up a show for us in the form of entertainment. So, if you're really going to bash on the anime just for not following game logic, you might as well bash on every anime for not following real life logic.
Right.
They're both different things.
Right. Okay.
I've always put it this way, because in the anime you can do several things like combine attacks. You have to take into account, for example, Ash's Pikachu, because people always wonder how Ash's Pikachu is not at level 1,000,000 or level 100 yet or something. Ash's Pikachu is still just a Pikachu. It still shows traits of a Pikachu, a small, frail mouse. It's just thanks to Ash's tactician skills, Pikachu can do some amazing crap sometimes.
Right.
I mean, that either whether it being him learning new moves or disowning some, or like you said, coming up with new tactics, using the environment around them. I mean, other people took notice of that as well. If you guys remember from the episode where Serena dressed up as Ash, when the Rockstar's Pikachu went underground, Serena remembered this move that Ash used when that other Pikachu used Dig, and that was Iron Tail on the ground, and the Pikachu popped out. So, like you said, it's a matter of how Ash teaches Pikachu and how Pikachu will utilize that in the later future.
Yeah, it's just because people, because I've heard this time and time again, even with the Best Wishes argument, where how can Pikachu lose to a level 5 Snivy and it's at level 100?
There's no such thing as a leveling system.
Yeah, I was gonna say, one, leveling doesn't exist, and two, you gotta remember Pikachu couldn't use 2 of its electric attacks, and a lot of people are gonna say, well, it still has Quick Attack and Iron Tail. The thing about that is, though, it's not just Pikachu who was affected by that non-electric thing. It took Ash by surprise. Pokemon need the instructions of trainers, otherwise they don't know what to do. And if Ash is startled, then Pikachu's gonna F up.
Exactly.
Right. And I just want to point out something in terms of experience. Like I said, there is no such thing as experience in the anime. You don't see an EXP bar anywhere.
I wouldn't go that. I would say there's experience in the sense that you can get better with your moves can get better, but there's no experience in the sense of like levels.
Right. Look, I'll put it this way. Development is pretty much the EXP in the anime, and in terms of moves, because I've seen people bashing on Ash's Ninja for having a move like Cut. Now, it's those people that don't pay much attention to the anime, and again, I want to make this clear. It's the Pokemon themselves that learn these moves through development. It's actually rare to see trainers themselves teach their Pokemon new moves, and you guys are gonna keep in mind, Greninja has these moves to keep its resemblance as a ninja. Cut is used as ninja blades, water shuriken, of course shurikens can't be a ninja without one, air relays for close quarters, and Doutine for illusions.
Yeah.
I think it could be summed up by saying, like, if the anime behaved like 100% like a traditional RPG, like, it'd be really boring to watch.
Exactly, because you knew.
Yeah, because then Hyper Beam would take 2 turns, Focus Punch would take 2 turns.
Yeah,
Sky Attack
so
wouldn't
many
even
one-
happen
yeah.
in the
the
last
outcome
episode.
would already be known. Exactly. So.
Right. And
I mean, like I said, you guys saw from the Gujarat and Bish Slash battle, that took us by shock, and I think. Wait, Bish Sharp? Did I get it right?
Sharp, yeah.
You combined Bish Sharp and AG Slash.
No, I didn't. There you
That's
go
awesome.
again.
Someone
There you
made
go
that
again,
art.
DJ. Oh my. Okay, no, but it took us all by surprise when Bish Sharp did that move. I mean, you had all this development. So, like they said, if we just based off how the outcome would be with the games, then it would be predictable. There would be no point of hyping up the episode because it's like, all right, it's like rock paper scissors. You know that rock is going to defeat scissors. So, let's just stop comparing the games with the anime, and I think we'll be okay. All right. So,
right. And sorry, I just want to make a quick point. I know experience. No, not experience. I know levels was mentioned first in season 1, but ever since then we haven't heard anything about this, so it's now relevant.
Season 1 was like figuring out what it wanted to be, because Pokemon
Season
was not
1
supposed to
followed
last
the
as long.
Season 1 followed the video games the least.
exactly.
Pikachu hit the horn.
All right, guys. So, well, is there anything else you guys want to say? Because I do want to finish this off real quick so we can move on to our next.
Yeah,
one.
let's move on.
Yeah.
All right. Before we move on to the rank segment, I do want to say this: Green Ninja gave it his all. All right. Green Ninja shouldn't be the one yelled at. If anything, we should question the writer's intentions for what they did.
I don't blame like any characters like in the show at all.
Yeah,
for
exactly.
So we're
anything.
not
Ash
having
did his
frog
best
legs?
to-
Shit.
I'm telling you, Green Ninja did his best. Everyone else did. There was obviously some upsets. Oh my God, upsets. I can't pronounce it right. But seriously though, we shouldn't be mad at anyone, because it's all up to the writers, and that's what we're gonna be talking about momentarily. Everyone did just fine. I think, if anything, the hugest disappointment was Gudra being taken out by Bish Sharp, and that's something we'll be questioning momentarily. So moving on, I know you guys are excited for this. The rant time. Oh boy,
Rant
who
time.
wants to go first? I kind of want to go at the end. So who wants to go?
All right, Tyrone, I know how much you wanted to go, so the stage is yours. If you still want to go
crap.
at it.
I didn't think I'd be
saying.
put on the spots first. Okay. Shit. Rant. Okay. Well.
Let it all out. Come on.
Does an
Let it
upset
all out,
count as
man.
Does an upset count as a rant? Because I'm not angry. I'm not angry at what happened. I'm just upset. I'm really upset. And I'm not upset at the fact that Ash lost. That's not what I'm upset about. It's the fact that it's damn near almost 20 years, and I'm sitting through the same shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm upset about.
Yeah.
Like, it's not, and people are gonna say this because I've heard them all at this point. It's an advertisement. It's here to advertise the anime. If Ash wins, blah 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 blah. Like, because for some of those they have good points, but here's the thing: Ash is 19. He's not 19, but the character has existed for 19 years.
He spent 10 years old 19 times, basically.
Pretty much, yeah. Ash Ash for 19 years has been watched by children throughout the ages, that all the way up to adulthood. And the real upset is the fact that I may die not knowing that Ash becomes champion. That is the upset. I grew up with him. I started watching him, and say what you want. Like, yeah, the Pokemon series, the anime series, is to promote the games. It's to promote the games, to promote the toys, to promote everything that we know of Pokemon. But that's the thing, too. Such a character that's brought so much into my life, I want to see something go into his life. Him be champion. I've sat by too long and watched him go, "That's okay, Pikachu." Like, I've sat too long going through that. Like, I've lived too much of my life going, "Oh, Ash lost this time, but it'll get better next time." Like, I'm sick of doing that. I've done it 6 times already. I don't want to do it again.
Yeah.
Right.
And I don't care who it is. Like, Alon's a good dude. He even had his own series, the Mega Evolution acts.
Yeah.
But Alon didn't grow up with me. I didn't grow up with Alon. Alon and I don't have the same connection that I have with Ash Ketchum. Ash Ketchum has been through Kanto, Johto, Orange, Kanto, Johto, Hoenn, Sinnoh, Unova, and Kalos. Like, that is the Ash that I have seen from the very beginning, from the day of the episode 1 Pokemon I Choose You to now. It's a shame that we as fans who grew up with the show, that are still watching the show now, have to put up with, oh, we get to see how he first got Pikachu and start his journey, but we'll never see how it ends.
Right.
Yeah, and like, so when I see that Ash has lost again, it just, that's what I get upset about. It's like, oh man, this again. And especially here, because when you put him in second place, you've given off the illusion that he may get better next time. But if he keeps losing like this, then what was even the point of putting him in second? And that was what Unova Region did that messed with me too, is like they put him in 8th, which was a worse position that he was in than when he was in Sinnoh, which was 4th. So that proves not only can they put him in whatever place they want, they're never going to let him be in first place. Who knows? The next league, if it's following a pattern, in Alola, he might come in 4th place instead of 2nd. Just to fuck with us.
It can be predictable.
Yeah, and that's what upsets me. It's the fact that we have to do this again, and the problem I had with this series in particular that they did it, not just that he came in 2nd, it's the fact that, no, it's like what people said, they did build up to him winning. Ash looked really competent in this region. This is not the same Ash who used his pajama shirt to cover a Pidgey up so he could catch it. Like, not the same one. This is an Ash that knows what the hell he was doing. So to get him to lose like that, especially when it looks like he's about to win, it messes with the audience. It messes with 2 types of audiences, actually. It messes with the old audience because it's like, oh crap, well, there goes the character we were rooting for since we were 6 years old. It messes with new audience members too, because again, when you're a kid, this goes back to my thing that I said when you were a kid. When you're a kid, you expect the hero to be triumphant. So kids are pissed now that Ash lost. The kids that are just getting into Pokemon are pissed that he lost. And kids that are now 20-something years old that are watching Pokemon are going, shit, he lost again. So that's 2 groups of audiences you've pissed off.
Right.
So it's just... Sorry, I'll end it right around here.
No, it's fine.
The message is, it's okay to lose. But when that message is said 6 times, you gotta start knowing, okay, when the hell do you stop losing? Because you learn from losing so you can win. Well, where's the win part? And that's where we draw our problems, and that's why I'm upset. That is the core reason why I'm upset with Ash losing. And then it's like, well, pack your bags because we're going to Alola to do it all over again. I'm not sure if I want to do it all over again. I've done it 6 times already.
Yeah.
All right, well, that was well said. I think everyone in the chat, I mean, let us know. Do you agree with
preach?
I know, preach.
Yeah,
well,
I can't see what they're saying in the chat. I'd have to pull up my phone and read it.
It's all good. But yeah, if let me know in the chat, guys. Do you guys agree with Tyrone? Do you have the same feelings as he does? Obviously, like I said before, there's different kinds of emotions, but I think yours describes overall how this shouldn't have been handled in a way. Like this shouldn't have happened. Now we gotta wait a bit longer. All right. Who wants to go next?
Well, I guess I'll take the spotlight. So, I agree with Tyrone and every word and every statement that he said about Ash's history and leading up to this episode. Now, we've been following this character for nearly 20 years. We've seen his ups and downs, and we've seen him lose in multiple leagues time and time again. Now, I get the message that Ash is supposed to be this figure of not giving up, and that no matter how long it takes for you to accomplish your goal, you'll eventually reach it. But the fact that this message is being repetitive up to now, nearly 20 years, it gets tiring, you could say, how this message is being repeating over and over. Now, look, I like I said before, this episode was really great. It was good. However, it was very controversial, and what's very controversial was the conclusion of this league. Now, I don't believe that any of the characters involved in the episode has to do anything with this controversy. If there's someone that should receive the ultimate blame, it's the writers, because, like I said before, this was one of the more controversial twists or decisions that I've seen from the writers pull off. And like you said, Tyrone.
Oh, he lagged out of the call. He was preaching and he lagged out of the call. Oh wait, I think I lagged out, guys.
Of the X and Y series, and coming into the Alola series as well. This is going to be a very difficult recovery for the writers, because now a lot of people are not going to watch the anime anymore from what I've read, and there's going to be some people who are going to be difficult to retain in the anime community. I don't know. I would have personally been fine with the result. That's not a tie that would have caused this much stir within within the anime community. Just yeah, man. I mean, but at the same time, there are some good sides into this. Ash has reached his first Arrow final, and at least for once, he lost to a fair opponent. Not like Cameron and Tobias. We got to know Alan, at least early within the series, got his own series, and familiarized ourselves with Alan in terms of character and his potential as a trainer. So those are one of the few reasons why I wasn't salty when we came to this conclusion. But yeah, overall, this was very controversial.
Yeah. Honestly, dude, it's just. I mean, I'll get to my part. DJ is currently having some technical difficulties. DJ, are you here with us?
If I can buy a little time until DJ gets back, because I wanted to do a rebuttal on what Edie said.
All right, go ahead.
Because to be honest, it's not Alon. it's funny. Alon is the smallest factor in this entire episode to me, because it's not the fact that he won that I'm really upset about. If anything, like you just said, this is the biggest. This is probably the most close fight we've ever gotten.
Yeah.
This is the closest we've gotten out of Ash's fights. I think even Charizard versus Blaziken had like a, oh snap, Charizard's gonna lose type feel to it.
Mm-hmm.
This, fortunately, this was one of those flip a coin moments I've ever seen in my life in terms of Pokemon. Like, it was really up to whatever happened towards the end. Like, when the two explosions went off, the black smoke and the white smoke, it was a real, like, oh god, who's gonna cross your fingers, bite your fingernails moment. So Pokemon succeeded in that. Alon did fight on even terms, which I gotta say is the most respectful. It was the most respectful fight, because it's not like freaking Cameron where he had 5 Pokemon, Ash is 6, and somehow still won.
Right.
So yeah, this was definitely a close fight. I think the problem we have with it's not Alon winning that we have a problem with. We don't care if Alon won or lost in terms of this fight, except for the fact that it's another person that beat Ash to what he need, to what we feel like he deserved. Because Ash has become a character to us first, and an advertisement character second. He's the face of Pokemon, but he's also iconic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And now I'll throw it to DJ. I think I bought enough time.
Yo, DJ, you here?
Right.
Oh, are you all stalling because I got out?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Before we move on to you, DJ, let me know in the chat, guys. Do you agree with Alpha Eevee's rant? So many opinions. I know, like I said, some of you guys might agree with us, some of you won't. But at the end of the day, we're all here for one reason and one reason only, and that's just to talk about how this happened. Why did it come to this? You're gonna say something, Evie?
Yeah, I just want to quickly say something about Alon. Now, like I said before, Ash lost to a fair opponent, in my opinion. It's just that with the way the writers have been handling this series, with the addition of Alon now in X, Y, and Z, Ash has lost to Alon, twice already, and we come to this moment, you would expect Ash to win. He's been through a lot of build-up, a lot of character development. What led to this decision was very questionable, without a doubt.
Right.
Yeah, it's the Paul syndrome minus the Ash beating Paul part.
Right. I was honestly expecting that, but nope.
Or the Dawn syndrome, because Dawn never beat Zoe.
Right. Yeah, I was honestly expecting that to happen here, but of course I was always prepared for the unexpected. So.
You're right. All right.
Anyways, I'm done with my point. So you're gonna say something?
Right. Yeah, just to remind fans, right after we're done with our ranting, we are going to be answering some fan questions, so stick around. I do want to just let everyone know we did hit 250 viewers. We're actually currently at 267. Thank you guys so much. Friday night.
Nice.
What a better way to spend your Friday night than to join our live stream and just, talk about what happened this Thursday. The saddest league loss ever. All right, DJ.
Right.
You ever say it's all you, DJ?
All right. So yeah, obviously I've heard like a lot of the complaints about like this is what we've been waiting for so long. It's been almost 20 years. Ash needs to win a league. Now, for me personally, I didn't start watching Pokemon until around early 2000s when it was airing on Cartoon Network, and I only watched it up to about Johto, and after that I kind of fell out of it. I watched a bit of Advanced Generation. But I didn't see much of Diamond and Pearl or Black and White. X and Y is when I fully came back. So for me, at least at this point, it's not so much about Ash winning a league. Like, the most I know about Ash winning a league is like all the memes about him not winning a league. That's mostly what I knew about it going into it. So for me, it's more about just the show in general. So that's what I'm focusing on the most here. So I think the thing that really upset me the most about the whole loss isn't that this is what we've been waiting for so long for Ash. It's like this. It seemed like this was what it was written to be. It was written for him to win, but it didn't happen. And like obviously, we've mentioned before that the fandom overhyped a lot of this stuff, but I think that a lot of that hype what came from a genuine place. I think that the writers definitely planted that seed that this is how it was supposed to happen. Like I didn't see it myself, but I believe like at the end of Best Wishes, like Ash, like he resolved to do better in Kalos. Like he acknowledged that he took kind of a lax kind of vacation sort of thing in Unova, and he wanted to do better in the next region, which he did, but we'll get to that later, I guess. And so throughout X and Y, we've seen Ash at the top of his game. He's never done anything better than he has before here. He lost like almost never. Then we get to X, Y, and Z, and we get Ash Greninja. He's introduced here. And Ash Greninja, he basically, throughout the development, he just became like this super-powered OP thing for Ash to use.
Debatably got more development than Charizard.
Right. Mm-hmm. And in fact, we had like a whole arc just for Ash Greninja while we're in Snowbell City. Just developing him further, showing where all that strength comes from. Like that's showing him and Ash bonding together to get a task accomplished. They were having a rough time through some battles prior to Sawyer and Alon, so that was their time to get stronger. So that entire arc showed like how much bonding they had come together, how much stronger they had gotten, and how much more powerful they had become as a result of all that training. Then of course you get the episode right before the league started with the random Furfrou guy that is trying to battle Ash to show him like what it means to be in the league. And so that, to me, that drove home even further that this was going to be Ash's time. Ash was showing someone else what it means to be a challenger in this sort of thing. Mm-hmm. So like with all that stuff in mind, it seemed like the writers set a path for Ash to win the league. This was his best shot. He has this super powered mega, not actually mega Greninja for him to win with. This superpower Pokemon, debatably the most powerful he's ever had in a way. And then all these episodes that are dedicate their time specifically to show just how powerful Ash has become in this series. And then he loses it. But like it's true that we have to recognize that this is the farthest Ash has ever gotten in the league. He got runner-up, and that's very good. But when you put that into context with everything else that's happened, it just seems like it should have been more. This should have been his time to win everything. And to me, it seems like even though he was given all these episodes, all this development, all this hyping up for Ash, all this super powerful Pokemon, it doesn't seem like he's ever going to win a league if he can't win it this time. And I think that's what really upset me the most about this whole thing.
Right.
And I gotta say, bouncing off what DJ just said, I think it's because of the fact that it's ingrained in everybody who watches Pokemon, even up to this point. It's ingrained in our heads what we know what Ash has to do in order to even make it this far. 200 plus episodes is usually required. About 3 years worth of Pokemon is required. That means that in November 18th, 2016, when Pokemon Sun and Moon the anime comes out, we have to sit all the way from 2016 to 2019 to even see if Ash will come close to what he did last time. And that's draining.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And like for me, at first, when I first saw the reaction, like obviously I was upset about it, and obviously a lot of other people were upset about it. And I saw a lot of people saying like they're gonna drop the anime now for this. And at first I was like, really, you're gonna abandon him that fast? Like you're gonna abandon him just after this one little time? but I didn't acknowledge that some people have been watching this forever, and
Over and over,
this thing just goes on over and over and over. And Pokemon is just basically unchanging in how it tells its stories, and they know the writers aren't going to be bold enough to like actually have him win something for once. Like the only like at this point, since he didn't win this one, I think the only time that he ever has a chance anymore of winning a league is if Ash is going to leave the series as a whole. That's going to be his exit. That's going to be the end of Pokemon. I don't see any other possibility if he could not win the Kalos League.
Yeah, especially when you consider the fact that we don't even know what the Sun and Moon Challenge is. Like these island challenges and Captain, we don't know what that is. We don't know what it implies. We don't know the rules for real about this one. This is so different. It's so foreign to the usual format.
Right.
That it's gonna throw us off. Hell, they could throw all of Ash's continuity completely out the window if they're gonna do that, and then he just has to lose and start over with these new rules, meaning that he never even is gonna have a chance to be the type of champion that we wanted him to be.
Exactly.
Right.
I've seen, it won't be the same. It won't be the same if he wins the way that Lola makes it out to be. It's not gonna be the same, and like you said, Tyrone, we're not gonna have that same feeling. Oh yes, after all these years, Ash won. No, that feeling has diminished. It's gone. We saw him win in a way where he should have won, which was this league. It
might not even be a tournament. It might not even be tournament rules. It might be the next the Alola League. Maybe Ash, you've beat all the trials. Now you must do the super trial of retrieving a golden egg out of this shrine or some shit. Like it's not gonna be the same if they're setting it up in such a foreign way. This was a tournament between all of the trainers who have triumphed between all 8 gym leaders to prove which trainer is the best. So this may be Ash's last chance, and it's gone now.
It really is.
I've seen a lot of theories that since the Sun and Moon games, they don't have gym leaders, that there may not be a league for that game. And because they've changed it up for this game, it might have set a precedent that all the other games from now on, they're going to have some kind of different format. And if that happens and that carries over to the anime, Ash literally can't win a league ever again because there won't be one. The league as we know it could cease to exist.
But you never know. You never know. Like we said before, the games don't correspond with the anime. So we could potentially... go for it.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to say, it's just like with Sun and Moon, again, like I didn't even realize until reviewing the anime how draining it was to keep up with everything that's going on. Because we have to keep up with scans, data broadcasts. We have to find out which episodes come on Cerebi, all of that. I'm not trying to say it's a chore because I like doing it. It's fun. I do it as a hobby. But at the same time, that doesn't make it any less tiring. And to go through a year, to go through 3 years of this again, only to come out going, well, guess we got it. Like, where's the line going to be? Are we going to be stuck doing this forever?
Right.
Because Pokemon we can still do Pokemon related things after Ash is done, or even if he won a league. I'm sure we can still do things. Yeah, there's Pokemon Origins. There's I know this is very irrelevant, but Pokemon Chronicles. There's other Pokemon related things we can talk about, and plus the video games themselves. There's things we can talk about, and if they give us a new anime with a new main character, we're not gonna abandon that one. We're not just gonna say, oh, it's not the one with Ash, so screw it. No, we can do it with another character. I'm sure people will be really hyped to do it. Origins got tons of views just because it wasn't Ash.
Yeah, but but I will say that the only reason it got a lot of views is because Red is a very relatable character more than Ash.
Right.
And, I've got to say this too. If we come to a new protagonist coming up to the Sun and Moon anime, with the way Ash finished his Kalos region and overall with the way Ash has finished his journey, if this is going to be his last, his last adventure, a lot of they're going to lose a lot of people, but at the same time, they will be gaining a lot of people because of the new protagonist. So gotta keep in mind that there's going to be some mixed results in all this.
Yeah. Yeah, I completely agree with you. I completely agree with what DJ said. Honestly, it's just it sucks. It sucks. It all comes down to it sucking. And right now, I'll get into my rant. Oh, by the way, guys, I am gonna have to be going very soon. So I'm gonna do my rant. We'll do some questions, and then from there, our final thoughts, and then we'll end off the stream from there. All right. Well, DJ, actually, are you done with your rant, or did you say everything you needed to?
I mean, I'll say one thing. I think that I won't go too in depth about it, so we can speed things up. But I think it's clear to me that the writers, like based on the previews we've seen, based on what the opening is focused on since X, Y, and Z has started, that they've put a lot more effort and care into the Team Flare arc instead of the Kalos League.
Which is
and
very
that's cool.
unfortunate.
Yeah, I
It's
can agree
cool.
with that.
Like, it's cool that they're putting a lot of care into it, but I hate it that they pushed Ash's dream to the side to make room for it.
Yeah,
Like, that doesn't make sense
yeah.
to me.
So we said it before. Shota and Alon's fights are the only real fights we got to see in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, they like you said, DJ. They focused more on the Team Flare arc. We had episodes dedicated to them. Heck, we even had a Team Rocket versus Team Flare episode. So, yeah, they've been building this arc really well. It's just a matter of which one is more important to us for the audience to watch, the Kalos League or the Team Flare arc. And we obviously saw what decision they make after Thursday's result. So,
Right.
I wish they went with Kalos League. I don't know why they can't do both. That would have been great for fans, but maybe they have a reason. Maybe some sort of plot twist is going to happen. Lots of theories about maybe Ash still winning, getting the trophy, but we'll talk about that towards the end. All right. So
I do want to. I just want to point out something quick. I'm not going to go into depth, but another rant that I have. The giant red water shuriken, the build up to it.
What's the point?
Pointless.
What was the point?
Exactly.
Absolutely
what was
pointless.
the point? Yeah.
Visually it looks cool, I guess. I don't know.
And it's
Yeah.
not even explained. It's just there now. No one questions it.
They made an
I mean,
AMV out of
I
it.
think Ash said full power Mizu Shuriken, which meant put all into it. It looks cool. It's a shonen move. That's it.
Right.
But it did nothing at the end.
It didn't do nothing. I think it wasn't as effective as it should have been.
Right. And I'm just hoping Team Flare arc.
Right.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So I'm done.
All right. Everyone set their piece. We good?
Yeah.
Yeah,
for
we're good. I know
All
it's getting late.
All right, guys. So where do I even begin? I'll try to make this short because last time when I did give my rant, it was like probably 30 minutes. All right. So I think where we should start off is the development for Froki. When I told you guys before, I started this series because I heard something about Amor shipping, like, oh, whoa, there's like this love interest. It's like, all right, let me check this out. And I go check it out, and it's pretty interesting. That, like, X and Y coming into a new series knew that they had to grab old fans' attention yet again, because after what they pulled off in Unova, they're going to need something new, and that was Serena. But something else, too, that, it also got me, but I didn't really talk about it. I didn't talk about it with anyone in here or with you guys on Twitter, was Froki. It's like, he reminded me so much of Chimchar. I mean, but obviously they both have two different storylines. Infernape was abused by Paul, physically, well, not physically, mentally, and obviously that messed up Chimchar, the way he treated him. Pokemon abuse. And then
when you say physically, I just imagine Paul punching
I know.
Chimchar.
I was thinking of Paul strangling Chimchar. Why can't you learn this move?
Pathetic.
Yeah.
Okay, keep going.
Yeah. So, watching Froki first appear in the show, it was something new. It was obviously something new, and I'm like, all right, let's see where this goes, because this is a water type starter. I was also thinking in the back of my head, maybe this is the first one that will evolve, instead of being in its first evolution the entire series. So, his story was so interesting. It's like he abandoned his previous trainers because he felt that they weren't like strong enough for him. Like they weren't worthy of him being him being their Pokemon until Ash came along. You mean we obviously saw Froakie spying on Ash, seeing how powerful he is, how much he cares for his Pokemon, and then Team Rocket interrupting Ash versus Clement's battle, and you saw him take a bullet. Well, I guess an attack from. Wait, you guys want to say something?
No, go ahead.
Okay.
No.
I heard like someone was trying to say. All right, so yeah, you saw Froakie take a hit from I forgot who, but yeah, he took a hit for Pikachu, and like putting Pikachu down.
It was Wild Effect's mirror move on Pikachu's Electro Balls.
Right.
Sorry, go ahead.
So he puts Pikachu down, and he looks at Team Rocket in such anger, and it's like, whoa, this is brand new. He not only took a bullet, but he doesn't even look affected. Like he looks like he wants to finish them off, and Ash saw that as well. So Froakie took him down, blasted off again, and finally he did go down. And Ash saw this, took him to the Pokemon Center, and then that's like, I guess, where the bonding started. And it's like, all right, so they're going in a different direction. Maybe this is the time that Froakie this water type will evolve to its second evolution. And then after we got the backstory of Froakie from Sycamore, it's like, holy crap, dude, this is not just some random Pokemon in the street. Like they're starting to build foundation, this little tiny foundation on this Pokemon. So I like, you know what? They got my interest. They got this worshipping thing going on. They got Froakie's development story, and not to mention animation. That was awesome back then. It still is to this day. So I'm like, all right, I'll give it a chance. So as we move on, we start seeing Ash and Froakie. Froakie obviously winning the battle, but not listening to Ash. Kind of reminded me of Charizard not listening to Ash in the beginning in Johto and Kanto. So they kind of had this dynamic between the two that was very interesting for me to watch. And as we went on with the series, it started to grow more and more into holy crap. Like at that point, I was just hoping that he would evolve. I wasn't expecting nothing more, nothing less. And that's when he did. When I found out in the scans that he was going to evolve, it's like, all right, well, this is going to be like, I think up to that point, everyone knew this was going to be the main focus, the main Pokemon that everyone was going to focus on. Kind of like Chimchar. All eyes were going to be on him. He was going to be the trump card, like the Pokemon that's going to finish it off. So we went on and on, Frogadier doing his thing, winning battle after battle. It's like, so everyone was so hyped. It's like him just defeating this Pokemon with ease, not even hesitating. All the training, all the solo episodes with him. I think it was Halucha and... No, never mind. I was thinking of another pair. No, but you just saw the solo training with him and Ash, and it's like, oh, okay. Not only is Ash training on screen, thank God they brought that back. But it's like it's focusing more on Frogadier. And then when he evolved, when we got to the Ninja arc, when we found out that he was going to evolve into Green Ninja, it's like all this development built up and you're making him evolve. And then we also at that time knew that he was going to have a special form. It's like, yo, this might be it. This might be the Pokemon that might win him the league. That was my mentality. I don't think a lot of people were, because they were still mad at the fact that he lost in Unova. Maybe not. But just seeing him evolve broke it was
not even just evolve, but evolve past the regular Greninja.
Yeah, it was a huge landmark in anime history when it came to Ash having a water type Pokemon. So after that happening, it came to my mind like, yo, the writers are really putting a lot of development into this Pokemon. And not only that, not only is it the first one to evolve to its third and final evolution, it has a special form. Could he win the league? I started questioning that. I started like thinking, is he going to win the league this year? I think this Pokemon right here is going to go all the way. And then we started having all these other episodes of him trying to find out how to control this new special form, Olympia, seeing potential in Frogadier and Ash. And it's like, wow, dude, they're going all in with this development. And it started to get me more excited. Not only did he have a kick-ass team, Talonflame, up to that point, Halucha, now they're building up Green Ninja more and more and more and more. This is the year. This is the point where the writers are going to say, I think it's time for Ash to win a league. And with this Pokemon, we put so much development. I mean, we all saw it too. The development was right there. We all saw it build up to the point where we're at the Kalos League and we're like, there's no way he could lose. That's how we built up that mentality. All this development, all these episodes. It was not only him. I mean, every other Pokemon had their own episode development arc and all that. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me just restart the music real quick because I don't want to get an ad. All right, but coming to the Kalos League, when he got to the finals, I was thinking to myself, this is it. He's going to win. There's no way the writers could waste all that time giving him an AMV as well. I don't know if we talked about that or not, but they gave Ash and Green Ninja an AMV dedicated to them just poning at the Kalos League. We had flashbacks of Ash as a kid trying to caring for Pokemon, and I guess that triggered something in him, realizing that he needs to think about Green Ninja's feelings in some sort of way, or just bond more with Green Ninja. All these dedicated episodes to Green Ninja, and when they showed us the first time ever, when they showed us that Shuriken, it's like, yo, that's the move. That's the move right there that's going to win Ash the League. That's the move that's going to make anime history. And then when we got to the point, he lost. It's like, why? It's like, that was the first question. If you guys saw my reaction, I kept on yelling, why? In my mind, I was like, why did they give us all these episodes? Why did they give us this AMV? Why did they emphasize on Green Ninja so much? Why did they put him in Smash? I'm just kidding. No, but why? Just why? Why did you do this? And the sad realization, it's for the money, dude. It's for the money. It's not only for them to have this character who everyone knows a lot of people know him by now, like just by the name of Ash. They're doing this because if they ended off here, like you were talking about before, Tyrone, everyone was psyched about the Origins, that Origin special. Like, it got millions of views, it got a good reception, everyone enjoyed it, and it was only like 4 episodes, am I right? 4 episodes?
Right.
Yeah.
And it got so much attention, and it's after that, I'm like, yo, they could do that again, but, you know, Ash has to have an ending somewhere, so this is the perfect time. They built up all this foundation of development for every single Pokemon, every single, Ash himself as well has learned some things in his past journeys, bringing it to the Kalos League. I talked about that in our last podcast. And no, he lost. And it's like, why? Why did they do that? And like I said, it was for the money. It's for people to come back and watch the series yet again. I don't know what they're going to pull off in Alola, but it better be something good, because up to this point, I know a lot of fans are going to give up the series. And you know what? I don't blame you. It's been so many years since we've seen Ash, like this is the closest that he's ever gone. And for them to do that to us, for the door to be 1 centimeter away from fully opening, seeing the future bright ahead. Like I told you guys before, Cynthia said, I can't wait for Ash and Paul to go to the they'll go to the Champions League, and I look forward to that day. Like, I was all hyped up for that. I was so psyched because so many characters were going to return potentially. He was going to go back to Kanto. He promised his mom as well that he was going to win a league. Obviously, that wasn't the case. There were so many things all in Ash's favor. Everything was going in his way. He was taking the right steps. There was nothing that he was doing wrong. He fixed what he had that was broken. He fixed what was broken. He kept on going up and up the ladder. And then the writers decided to just let him fall. And he was just one step away. And that's what pisses me off the most. It's like, why did they do that? Why? It still angers me, man. Why? And, you know, we just got to accept the fact what they did. Whether it be the money or whether it being like, you know, we'll still have the same ratings in Alola. We'll just have good animation, or we'll have some sort of gimmick to bring back the old viewers from X and Y to Alola. But I don't think that's the case, because it's not going to have that same feeling. Like, if he does win the league in Alola, we're not going to have that same feeling like we had in Kalos. Why? Because by then it's like, well, we already had this feeling and it just went away. Yeah, it's great that he won the league, but you should have done that last year. 4 years ago in Kalos.
With each more impressive step that they do, the steps that they already will take get less impressive. It's like, this is the first series to, one, make a female character have a canonical crush on the main character. I'm not talking suggested like Misty. 2, this is the first series to have Ash evolve his water starter Pokemon fully and have it get a new stage that's exclusively only to Ash's, at least as far as we know. This is the only series to have Ash come in second place as of now. It should have been a win. And it's also the only series to make it so that they did something else that they just didn't do. But this series is and they also, this is the first time we actually got to see some flashbacks of Ash as a child. Right. Meaning that this is the first time in 19 years they've ever divulged into his backstory, because even starting off Pokemon, you really don't know who Ash is.
Right.
You know he wants to be a Pokemon trainer, but that's about it. You don't see anything to him prior of the 10 years old.
Right. And
right.
Except in Pokemon the movie 3, where they kind of was like, hey, you hung out with Molly when you were younger. Did you know that?
Yeah. And just to finish off my rant, it sucks, man. It really sucks, and I think I'm speaking for all the fans. Watching Ash grow up, watching Ash, you growing up, hoping that every single series, like, maybe this is the year he'll win. Maybe this is the year you'll win. And let's be real. I don't know if you guys maybe tuned in Unova, maybe you gave up after Sinnoh. You're like, you know what? I haven't watched the Unova series, but I'm gonna take a peek if Ash is actually gonna win the league. That's what we cared about. Like, take Serena away from the equation for a second, guys. Just think that Serena wasn't in this series. I think we would all still be watching this because the development for his Pokemon and just the fact that he's matured so much. There was nothing else in his character development to improve. He was at his game. He was 100% complete. There was nothing else that you could fix for Ash as a character. And that's something I'm afraid, what are they going to do next for him in Alola? What is there to improve? There's nothing to improve. He did everything he could to be the best. And it was all down to the writers. It all came down to the writers. They were at that table or wherever they discuss what's going to happen in this episode. They're like, okay, he's at 100%. What do we do with this guy? Do we let him win the league and finish the series off? Or do we want him to go to another region and improve when he's already at his top game? I think they made the worst decision they could do from a viewer standpoint. I think they made the most stupidest decision ever, because it's like, what are you going to do next for Alola? What's next? Are you going to give us the same thing where this Pokemon's going to win them the league? We already saw that, been there, done that. Are you going to give us this abused Pokemon that he's going to train up and he's going to be the trump card? Been there, done that. Is he going to have a Pokemon? Is he going to have a reserve? Is he going to bring it back to Alola and train it up to be even better than it already is? And for that Pokemon to win him the league? Been there, done that.
Done that.
Why
did
you make this decision? You were... Oh, man, dude.
It's unfair to Sun and Moon, too. It's unfair to Sun and Moon, too, because Sun and Moon has really big shoes to fill now.
Right. Like I said before, this is going to be a really hard recovery for the writers now that they've done all this.
Right. And to end off my rant, just to finish it here, whatever happens next in Alola, I'm still going to watch the series. I'm still a fan. If you guys are a true fan, or if you're new to the series, if you say to yourself you're a true fan, you would watch the Alola series. Even though if he wins the league or not, I think we could all appreciate the fact that he's, like Tyrone said, this is the farthest that he's ever gone. And to me, that's an accomplishment itself. But for the writers to tease us that bad, to make us look at the finish line, and they're like, yo, we're putting you back. You're not going to pass that finish line. We're going to make you start all over again. It sucks. But we're going to have to deal with it We're gonna have to see what's next for the series. We're gonna have to just bear with it. So what does the Team Flare arc have in store? I know a lot of people out there are trying to come up with excuses, saying that Alon's trophy is gonna be revoked because he worked for Team Flare, so that means Ash is going to be the winner by default. And I don't think that's the right way. I don't know. I don't want that way to happen.
Just being a sore loser.
And you know what? I don't think
yeah.
Ash would allow that either. But it would be good to know.
No.
I mean, this is how they could do it. He does get his trophy revoked. Diantha says you have the chance to go to the Champions League. And, I think that's what the writers are going for up to this point. They're going to make us see that Ash had the opportunity to go to the Champions League. And we already saw him beat Alon in a Team Flare arc battle. But he's not going to accept it. I think that's the route they're taking. Just for us fans to be like, well, it's not our fault. It's Ash's fault because he didn't accept it. I'm not going to buy it. I'm going to be happy that he doesn't accept it. But I'm not going to buy it. Because you
brought up a good point, Tasso. We completely ignored Diantha. Ash almost beat her.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, and
we didn't even bring that up. Yeah, Ash almost beat her. So it's kind of weird to put Ash in that spot of losing to Alon when he literally almost just beat a champion. I think that's disappointing.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to really mention it a lot because it was a thing that happened so long ago. But it's one of the things that happened. Ash did almost defeat Diantha. And here's the thing. I'll be done. Here's the thing about Sun and Moon. With Sun and Moon, if Ash can realize that he came in second in Kalos and then make a stride to become better, then I'll give it more of a chance. Because then
right.
I remember in Unova, Ash did when Unova ended, Ash told his mom, "Yeah, we only got 8th this time." So he realized what he did.
Mm-hmm.
And as a result, he got way better because he came in second.
Right. I think it would be most appreciated. Oh, sorry, we talking?
Go ahead, Evie. I was just gonna say, yeah, I think if at the end of X and Y, when he talks to his mom and he realizes how badly things were for him, that he was so close, and he goes, "Okay, I'm gonna take it this time." If he can realize that, then maybe we may have hope in Alola, only because at that point it's continuity now.
Yeah, which I'm really hoping that's the case. I don't want another absolute reset with what they did with Ash on the Unova region. I want to see continuity from Ash, and I think it makes the most sense.
Yeah.
Considering how they've treated Ash in the XY series. Because if they've all of a sudden decided to reset Ash after going through all that, it wouldn't make any sense.
Right.
The black and white.
Yeah,
it's going to bring this series into near ruins.
Right. Don't press the reset button. The only way you could make the Lola series good is to have continuity. Just continue it. Continue what he started. Don't press that reset button. You have a good thing going on here. Yes, we're mad right now, but you can make things better. You could prove us wrong, writers, by just continuing this story, learning more about this Green Ninja. I don't know how, I just don't see Green Ninja staying at Professor Oak's lab. If they come up with the excuse of, I have to study this Pokemon, or Sycamore has to study this Pokemon, I'm going to be very upset. Because I think there's more story for Greninja. I don't think his story is done yet. I mean, like they did with Charizard, they could bring back Greninja. I mean, he is a water type after all. Lola, water. I'm just kidding. No, but seriously though, continue Greninja's story, because I don't think it's just done yet. You have so much potential to make the story even better. Just do it right, and just prove us wrong. Prove us wrong that you did this for a reason, and we'll make Alola is going to be Ash's endgame.
Right.
I think that would be the perfect way to heal these wounds that we have right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I think we're done with rants. I'm done with mine. I know it's getting pretty late for some of you, so are you guys down for some questions?
Questions?
Sure. I mean, do we have time for it?
Yeah, we do. We do.
I'm fine with it.
Okay, guys. So right now, ask us any questions you want. Please try to be realistic. Don't ask any questions that might have to be another potential podcast, because we are gonna be doing another podcast talking about something you guys have been asking me to do. So don't worry, we'll get to that. I think you guys know what I'm
Is
talking about.
Ash gonna kill Alon? Nah, just kidding.
Okay. All right, enough of this sad music, okay? I'm sick of it. Time to change the atmosphere here. I know we've been hearing
Shift
this
the
and repeat.
gears, yeah.
How should the writers will
Yeah,
put this
just
series into justice?
oh yeah.
What do you mean by that, Rex? If you could clarify on your question, that'd help a lot.
Yeah, if you
I'll be
guys
more than
see
happy to answer the question. By the way,
yeah, if you
just
guys
need
see a
a bit
good
of clarification.
question, if you guys see a question, read the username and just read the question so they could they know that we answered the question.
We got
All
405 viewers. It's pretty good.
Good job. Thank you guys so much. That's insane. 405.
Should we have questions regarding the future episodes preview?
Yeah, I mean, we already talked. We already had a Team Flare Arc podcast, guys. So if you want to hear us talking about the Team Flare Arc and our predictions on that, go to our previous video. It should be like, I think it's recent, so just go find it. You shouldn't have a hard time.
I know we got that, but it's a question referring to the future episodes trailer. Because one of the questions was how does Red Garrett, how do we feel about Red Gyarados fitting Lysander?
I think we could answer
I'm
that
not sure
in
that's
another
It's kind of
podcast.
weird because Lance owns a Red Gyarados, so
yeah, but
holy shit.
Cool.
I think we could answer this in another podcast.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think there's much to say on it anyway. I think it's just cool. That's about
I
it.
mean, yeah, so it's like two trainers managed to beat the 8,000 random number generator ratio, but whatever.
Yeah.
I guess someone had to.
Okay. I'm gonna say this. There's a question from James Fellows saying, "Is the more shipping dead?" Now, that kind of question annoys me only because on the aftermath of the Kalos League, people are gonna think that just because Ash lost the league means more shipping is dead. More shipping has absolutely nothing to do with this. Now, I'm not saying that more shipping is going to become canon no matter what. I'm open to either options, but I'm just saying it doesn't make any sense why more shipping has to be involved in all this. All we can do is just
because they believe if Ash is going to the Alola region, he's going to be with Mallow and not Serena, and that pretty much kills the rest.
Right.
The thing about like shipping in general is like shipping is mostly a fandom thing. So like as long as there's people out there that want to create content and talk about it, it's never gonna be dead. Like if you like more shipping so much, that's good. Like keep it alive yourself.
Yeah, Poke shipping still to this day is in some people's heads. So
yeah, Poke shipping's like almost 2 decades old. Misty's not appeared in the anime in forever, and it's still doing just fine. So don't think more shipping is gonna go away.
Right.
It's what you make of it.
And look, I can understand that the writers are pushing this topic of more shipping in the anime, but just be prepared when things take a turn.
Right.
But anyways,
honestly,
I did without that question.
I'll say in a more shipping's defense, it's gonna be kind of hard to. It's gonna be hard to adjust to Mallow or whoever is Ash's female traveling companion, just because Serena has actual backstory with Ash. So it's gonna be a bit weird for Ash to meet a stranger and have the same relationship as someone he knew as a kid. I'll say in a more shipping, because then it's like, well, who are you? Like, you're just some girl.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, honestly, guys, this is something I do want to touch upon in a future podcast. So just wait for that. I'm not going to go too in-depth on that, because if I do, then we'll be here for another hour or two, even more. But, yeah, so next question comes from, well, unless you guys found one, because I found a really good one.
You go for it.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so Dr. Kirby Penguin, by the way, creative name, I like it. I'm being real.
I love it.
Do you think Team Flare helped Alon somehow? Now, I feel like it didn't.
No.
I
No,
didn't mentally, because when he finds out that they've been using him, oh boy, man, that's gonna be a moment to remember.
a-
Yo, the
actually,
first punch in anime history in the face is gonna be thrown by Lon. I'm just kidding now, but
actually, I do want to say something in regards to Team Flair interrupted the league, and it has to do with Melba because according to the early English subs that we got, apparently Malva knew that Ash Greninja was going to lose against Alon. So I know that I know we have some implications and all, but people have been saying that Malva or Team Flair planned all this and purposely made Alon win the league. Though I'm not going to believe anything until we get something later on in the series. So it's a nice implication, but yeah, we're just gonna have to wait.
My, Alon's a pretty good trainer, though,
Yeah,
so it'd be a little insulting to say it wasn't him. It was the only way I could see it is if Team Flare actually gave Alon the Pokemon needed, because he only used Charizard for the most part.
mm-hmm.
right,
Like
And unless
Charizard's
that,
the only Pokemon that we know is legitimately his, unless Team Flare went in and gave Alon some Pokemon, which would make sense considering a lot of the Pokemon that Alon used were dark types and shit.
right, and
right.
I know this is a bit far stretch, but I think it could also have to do with the Mega Bracelet that Alon got from Team Flare, because you know, unlike the other Mega accessories like the Mega Ring, Bracelet, and whatnot, Alon got his from Team Flare, and there has been some speculation that the Mega Evolution energy that they get from the bracelet is a lot more powerful than the
Than
others.
most, yeah,
So yeah,
yeah.
so
That's
I don't know. It's an interesting theory, but I'm when it comes to these kinds of things, I'm not believing it until
Yeah,
we
it
get some
happens.
confirmation.
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think I don't think Alon did anything shady or wrong. I think this was a completely fair fight, so I don't see any point in like saying otherwise.
mm-hmm.
You know,
Right.
something that did get me though. It's like I don't think I talked about this, but after Alon won, he was in that room alone, right? Like I don't know if this is out of context or not, but why isn't Marin there with Alon? Why is he there by himself?
I don't know if he knows she's there or not. I don't think.
Yeah.
It probably
Hmm.
doesn't know.
Yeah, that's true. It's
Yeah.
like
So
wouldn't Marin be there? Because like they emphasize that so much. Him just being alone and him holding that Pokeball and Ash appearing. It's like, why isn't she there? Why isn't like, yeah, I don't know. That seems pretty suspicious if you ask me. But I'm pretty. I mean, Team Flare Arc happening next week, so duh. All right. So next question.
hmm.
What if Alon willingly steps down because Ash saves Kalos and gives the "you deserve it" more speech? Okay, like I said, I don't think Ash is going
Yeah.
to accept it because it's Ash Ketchum, and I think that's the way the writers are going right now. They're going to give Ash the opportunity to make the choice to go to the Champions League or actually win a battle legitimately, and it's going to be win a battle legitimately. So
Personally, I just want all the league related stuff to be done in the series. I think we just need to focus on other things right now because I think if Ash is presented like some kind of alternative way, it would seem more like a hollow victory to me. Like I don't think
Right.
there's.
I mean,
I think I'd hate that more than like right now.
right.
Honestly,
I mean, at least within the games, they commemorate you for saving Kalos. So at least there's something for Ash if that ends up being the case in the anime.
right.
Uh-huh.
Okay, well, Zeus
All right.
WTF
So
asked, please read this, guys. I read it. Do you think that the anime rankings will go down because of this?
oh yeah.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah, it will go down.
You seen the dislikes?
Yeah. If you guys
Yeah,
didn't know, if in case you guys haven't noticed yet, the latest feature episode trailer got a ton of dislikes. As far as I know, I think the latest numbers got about 57K dislikes. As far as I
Which
know.
I gotta say is a little unfair towards the other episodes that follow the league because they don't have anything to do with it.
Right.
Yeah, they just wanted to put their anger somewhere. I mean, it sucks that like some people may stop watching now because, like I've said, the Team Flare arc, like I think it's gonna be much better.
Yeah, if they put all their attention on the Team Flare arc, everyone who's going to give up on the series and is here kind of like contemplating if they should continue the series or not, continue watching it because they could surprise us. I mean, the animation looks great overall. If you guys saw those two pictures of one 50% Zygarde and 50% Zygarde, I think that's like the most epic shot that they ever shown in a scan. So yeah, definitely continue the series, watch it to the end. I know a lot of you guys are here for more shipping as well, so if you're here waiting for that, might as well just continue watching it, right? I mean, you never know. There are hints between these episodes. He is getting kidnapped after all.
And I think it's because, like, I think one of the reasons of that is because, like, this is the first time the team crisis happens after the league. Most team crisis happen before Ash gets his final badge.
Right. But I
So
think
for this one, this one's placed unfairly behind Ash's boss.
Yeah, I was gonna say because before previously they usually had before the league, which people are still watching the series, no problems at all, yada yada. But we come to this series, we're going to jump into this league after a very controversial decision, so it did cause a lot of backlash on this.
Right.
Now, if the Team Flare arc ends up sucking, then I'm gonna be really pissed.
Yeah.
Someone brought up that Black and White actually did it too, but Black and White had a whole series developed to that part. It's called Episode N. Like, they have a whole saga developed to it, and it was a break. Like, they didn't just jump straight into the crisis. Ash and the others walked off, and they literally were bored for a while. They were like, what do we do now? And then N shows up, and then we get on with that stuff. Like, they had build up to that leading into this. This just goes right after Ash is lost. Yo, some Team Flare stuff's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And it's like we're still upset. Like, give us a minute.
Right. If you guys have another question that you see interesting, go for it. Just ask away.
Well, we see the orange shuriken in the Team Flame arc. I've already
We better
kind of answered that.
Yeah, I hope so.
Point.
I hope it's not a one-time thing. I mean, is it because we all gave him the energy, like kind of like a spirit bomb? It's like, make it happen.
Yeah,
I do believe in fairies.
I'm mixed on it because I only believe. I think the more hype the battles get, the more visual effects happen because that was a really intense battle in the league, and spectacle-wise, it looks good. That's pretty much the primary reason why that happened, at least to me. If we see it in the Team Flare arc, it'll be a surprise. But I think it's one of those things like when Pikachu used a really super powerful Thunderbolt in the Karina's battle. It just visually looks cool. Or like when Pikachu used Giant Electro Ball on Giovanni in Best Wishes. Like, he never did it again.
Right.
All right. Anyone else?
Let's see.
Or are we good?
Well, Greninja and Charizard fight again. Now, I could see it happening, unless, if we can, if Along is on the Team Flare side temporarily, and I'm gonna say this: if Ash ends up winning this one, it's going to be very disappointing, regardless of Ash's victory, because you could have had that victory at the Kalos League.
Right. Yeah, honestly, I think that's going to be that's something else a lot of fans are going to hate. If Ash and Alon face off yet again, but Ash wins this time, I think that's going to be the biggest kick in the balls that the writers could do to us. It's like, hey, look, we're showing that protagonist you like a lot, the one that you want him to win a league for 19 years. He could have won, but we didn't do it at the right time. So, yeah, keep watching the series, buy our products, yay. No,
it would have been different.
Don't do that.
It would have been different if they had some time to build Ash and Greninja before fighting Alon one more time. Because then it would have been like, okay, they got better. Their win is justifiable. But no, this is right after. The Pokemon barely even have time to heal.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to make a quick trip to the Pokemon Center here. It's just
Yeah,
gonna
while
be
the city's
straight
getting
into it.
destroyed.
Right. All right, guys. Two more questions because I do have to go very soon. So let's try to pick two good ones, and then we'll end off from there. All right. Actually, here's a good one, and I think you guys will be interested in answering this as well. Dave and Troop 621. So yeah, I read your numbers too. Do you think Shota will have a big role in the Flare arc? Now, I wouldn't say he would have a big role, but he's gonna play like I guess a significant role, but not
An
a
important
big
role.
one. Yeah, he's gonna play a role.
He
That's
shows up in the
that's gonna have a
preview.
cause and effect, but it's not going to have a big effect.
He's one of the only trainers that shows up in the preview, other than the obvious ones. Like even even Tyrino, Trevor, and Shauna didn't show up.
Right.
Like we know they'll be in it, but Shota actually threw out his Pokeball. Like we see him doing battles.
Right. Yo, and something else I did want to talk about too, real quick. I hope that Delia gets word that Kalos is is being attacked. I hope other characters like Karina, like Olympia, will realize that they need to help out the Team Flare attack, or I just want characters coming together to defeat Team Flare, even if it means defeating the Grunts. Like, I don't care. I just want to see them in action one more time, because sadly after this, I think this is the final time we're going to get to see every single one of them. So please make that happen. If it doesn't, then it is what it is. But hopefully we do get to see cameos of old minor characters. The brothers specifically, please bring them back. They were the most interesting characters that they could have brought to the series. I'm kidding. No, but yeah, I hope that it gets word out that an attack's going on and they need to do something.
Right.
Kind of like Ash falling off the Luminous Tower. That was broadcasted, so I don't know why this shouldn't be broadcasted. If it doesn't, then I'll be surprised. Like, yo, they're doing a crappy job. Notifying people.
Okay, so here's another interesting question. Well, unless you guys want to answer the same question.
Go for it.
Go ahead, Evie.
Okay, so a question by Ao Yang Johnny asks, why did Team Flare kidnap Ash? Now, this is one of the more it's a hidden, how do I say this? We don't know, and they've been keeping this hidden rather well. We don't know exactly why they want to kidnap Ash, but I think that one thing is certain. It may have to do with Ash Greninja.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Now,
Ash Greninja.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
By the way,
Now-
well, actually,
go
continue.
ahead.
Continue finishing it, because my analysis
No,
has to be is completely different from what we're talking about.
No. I might as well close it off from there.
Okay, so something I did want to point out, I don't know if you guys saw in the upcoming trailer, like for all the upcoming Team Flare Arc episodes, we did see Bonnie being held by Blaziken Mask. So I'm pretty excited for that. Like, is he gonna reveal the identity of Blaziken Mask? I think it's safe to say that he is. I mean, he's right next to Bonnie, and Bonnie is pretty smart in catching on to people's personality and how they're feeling. Like, she'll probably be like, hey, why is he getting nervous? Like, maybe I know this guy from somewhere. It's like, oh, it's his dad.
What's that?
What?
Was that really Blaziken Mask? Was that really
They
Blaziken
said
Mask?
it could be Blaziken Mask, which that's the biggest candidate.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. Father and daughter, all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Clement too, dude. It's like, I hope Clement gets to know that it's Blaziken Mask. I hope it's not like a Bonnie and Clement's dad's secret. I forgot his name, so that's why I referred to him as Clement's dad.
Yeah.
All right, so moving on. I think these will be our actual final two questions. I was kind of like just rambling on right there. Okay, what if Alon goes to counter? No, that's not gonna happen. That's not a question. I just wanted to answer that real quick. Okay.
Watch it happen now.
Alexa and Viola return. We could see that happening, considering that Alexa resides in Lumio City, as far as we know. But Viola, no, she's at a different place right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't see that happening. All right. I think, yeah, guys, I'm gonna have to go really soon, so I'm going to just end it off with this final question here. Would you rather let Team Flare interrupt the league than losing Ash in finals? Definitely, definitely, definitely. I was now that I think about it, I'd rather have the league interrupted than Ash losing the finals. So I wish that happened. Sadly, it didn't. What are your guys'
Same.
input on that?
I'm kind of the opposite. Like I feel like if they interrupted it, it would have just killed the momentum and just wasted more time. Honestly,
But Ash wouldn't have lost though. He could have
no,
potentially won.
we don't know that.
I know, but
We'll never
like I
know.
said, that's why I
It could have
said
gone into it.
potentially. All right.
You never know.
All right. So what about you, Tyrone? What do you think? Rip Tyrone.
Oh
Okay.
no.
Sorry, I had to go. I had to go take care of something now. What was the question?
That how would you feel if Team Flare interrupted the league between Ash and Alon's battle?
I would have. I've already stated that even before Ash and Alon fought, I'd still be upset by that too, because then that feels like a cop out. Of
Yeah.
just saying, hey, Ash can't. Ash has to go to Alola because he didn't finish this, and it'd feel like a cop out. So at least we were greeted with a good battle, and at least they finished it. Yeah, it's not the result that we quite desired, but at least they saw it all the way through and completed the league. Because I don't want another case of like Team Rocket interrupting a battle, but on a larger scale with Team Flare interrupting a league fight. I don't know. That's taking the safe way out, and I don't like that.
Yeah, honestly, they technically did interrupt the league, but it was too late, I guess.
Well, yeah,
At the
by that time a champion was decided.
Yeah, I was like, dang it, Team Flare, you were just a little bit late. If you only did it a few minutes ago, it would have been it would have been a good time. Okay, guys. So and you know what? One final one, because I know a lot of you guys are spamming this in the chat. Hold on, I think I left the group. No, I didn't. Hello, can you guys hear me? Hold on, guys. I have to re-answer the call. My bad. My bad. My bad. Come on. Oh, come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh no, guys. I don't think I can reconnect with the Discord chat anymore. Hold on. Give me 1 second, everyone. I think, yeah, I did. Man, I don't know why this had to happen on stream. I'm going to answer one more question. I'm trying to join back. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Oh boy. This is not good, my friends. Okay, okay. Now we're back. We are back. All right, guys. We're going to answer one more question and we should be good. All right, hold on. Are you guys in the chat bearing with me? I'm doing like 3 things at once so we can make this possible. I am so sorry that this had to happen. Very unprofessional. My part. My bad. My bad. Give me 5 seconds. Can you guys hear me?
What happened?
I don't know, but we're still live. All right, add Tyrone in here real quick, if you can.
I don't know how.
Oh man. I don't know. The other chat is not working for us anymore. EV join here. All right, guys. Well, I do have to go soon, so sadly, I don't think Tyrone and EV could say their goodbyes. Real quick, a lot of you guys are spamming in the chat. Will Serena's Breakson evolve? I don't think so. Wait, hold on, ladies and gentlemen, hold on. I think we got someone. Nope, never mind. Yeah, I don't think Breakson's going to evolve, but if she does, it better be for a good reason. Like, there's no reason to up to this point. I forgot what it's called. The Tripocolon's done and over with. So if it's just to save Ash, that I don't know. I guess I wouldn't like it. I like Breakson as Breakson is. What about you, DJ?
Yeah, I like Breakson as it is. I don't think I think at this point, since the series is almost over, there's no point in Serena getting a Delphox.
Right.
Like, what are we gonna do with it? So
right.
Why do it?
All right, guys. So I'm going to end off the stream here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. It sucks that Evie and Tyrone aren't here to say goodbye, but we're having some Discord problems.
Let me see if they're in the other chat. They might.
No, I can't join the other chat though because I don't know, the connection. So hold on, guys. Hold on. Maybe we could get them in here to say their goodbyes. Don't leave just yet. Don't leave just yet. Okay, hold on. Hold up.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. All right, everyone could say their goodbyes now. So, yeah, we ran into some technical difficulties, but thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you, Tyrone, for taking your time to join us in our stream today.
No problem.
And thank you, DJ and Evie, also for tuning in. For joining the stream.
Sure thing.
Yay.
All right. Thank you guys so much. We hit, I think, 400 up to 1 point. That's insane. Thank you guys so much. And I hope you guys have an awesome Friday night. And look forward to our future videos. Talk to you guys later. And have a great day.
See you later.
Bye.